What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV. This is the Poco X5 5G phone. It goes for like about 300 bucks, a little less than $300 American. You're gonna have to import it if you're in America. It's really an international phone, but this is what it looks like. It is a very good looking phone. I love everything pretty much about it. This is a little bit too big, the Poco design on there, but regardless, very nice looking phone overall. You got your headphone jack at the top. You got your volume keys, and you also get your fingerprint sensor. At the bottom, you get your speakers, your microphone, and USB-C charging. Your SIM card, where you'd put your SIM card. It's very thin too, and the display is pretty flat as well. So that is the look of the phone thus far. Let me just go through a couple of specs that you might find a little bit interesting. So the display is a 6.67 inch, 120 hertz, 1080p plus display. You get, this one is 256 gigs of storage in it. I'll show you real quick. That is what it has. One second, let me flip that up and then go into settings and then go into about phone and then all specs. So he's got the Snapdragon 695, 8 gigs of RAM. The storage shows on the, actually there you go right there. You can see internal storage, 256. So, I mean, it has enough power to pretty much do everything pretty well. Inside the box, let's just check that out. You get a massive 33 watt fast charger and USB-C cable. You do get a little bendy case as well. It's clear and you can put your phone in there, which is kind of nice if you don't want to have to buy a case. Let's check out the fingerprint action and see how well that works. It is a side-mounted fingerprint, very good place to have the fingerprint. So fingerprint works fantastic as well. You get a camera there, some cameras on the back as well. So let's open up the camera and I will show you some samples so that you can see if you like it or not. But this is the camera software that you would expect on here. You got Pro mode, so you can scan documents. Documents, so you can scan documents and things like that. You got Pro mode. You got your video mode. This shoots in up to 1080p video on here. So if that's not enough for you, just be forewarned. That's all this can do is 1080p. Your photo mode, portrait mode, night mode photos, and then you got a couple of more photos as well if you want to shooting up to 48 megapixels camera on the back there. But now that I said that, let's just check out some videos and photos with this camera. Here is the back camera on the Poco X5 5G. What do you think? How does this look? Good? Bad? Ugly? Let me know in the comments down below. And the microphones. Look at that. A little front camera action on the Poco. What is this? X5 5G? What do you guys think? Boom, turn my glass a little bit so I don't get so much reflection. What do you guys think? So this looks good? Is the stabilization good? Let me know. Software-wise, there is pretty much a lot of bloatware on here. So like, I barely installed any apps, I'll be honest with you, but like there's a ton of apps on here that are, especially games, Genshin and Jewel Blast, Bubble, press and hold Bubble. So you can uninstall some of these apps, but be forewarned that you will have a fair amount of apps pre-installed. No, it's not Facebook. The Me browser, but that's just Xiaomi stuff. You got your Poco app, Solitaire, like a lot of pre-installed games. I'd probably say there's like 5 or 6 games pre-installed on here. But it looks like you can get rid of most of them. Press and holding on the home screen. Let me go back here. Press and hold on the home screen. You can come in here and you can design your phone a little bit. You can change your default screens. You can change your home screen layout to make it bigger or smaller. Go back in here. Oh, it's already open. You can fill empty spots. You can lock your home screen layout. You can hit more. You can change your default launcher. You can get rid of the Google Discover page on there and put none, or the app vault, whatever's easier for you when you swipe from the left to the right. So a couple of things there. And then you also, and you can switch this up in the settings, but if you swipe down from the left, you get your notifications. Swipe down from the right, you get your quick toggles. That's the way Apple does it, and that's the way this flavor of Android does it. But like I said, you can switch it so that when you swipe down from the top, it'll show your quick toggles and your notifications on there. But it's not bad. I mean, like, it's pretty good actually. Another thing I like about this phone is I have this on half brightness, and it's a pretty bright display. I'm very happy with how bright this display gets. It's definitely very viewable in almost any lighting that you have. When I put it up to 100%, it's way too bright for this environment, but I can see it being good outdoors if you have to use it. Speed-wise, you can see it's not too bad. With 120 hertz and the Snapdragon 695 that it has and 8 gigs of RAM, it runs pretty smooth overall, like with opening up apps and stuff. You can see here's a Send Anywhere app. Opening that up, YouTube. But overall, like I said, it's pretty snappy for the most part. With there's a little bit of jag there. I mean, it's definitely not as smooth as like a flagship phone, but it's fast enough. Just daily stuff, it'll feel pretty good. Let me open up while we're talking about performance. I'll open up, and I never play this game, but I just wanted to show you, since this is a pretty popular game, I will play a little Genshin Impact just to show you what it looks like running on this Snapdragon 695 processor. All right, here's a little Genshin Impact showing you how it runs. Obviously, it's kind of a simple scenario right here. There's not a lot of action going on, so it probably would stutter. But, you know, just running around, jumping. What is this? Kind of moving that way. It's not too bad. A little bit of stutter there, but overall, you know, if you're into these type of games, this comes pre-installed as well. So it's like, obviously they know it can, this phone can play it. So if you wanted to play, you know, any of the AAA games, it's going to be able to do it. Is it going to be the best ever at doing it? No, but it will be able to do it. You do get a 5,000 milliamp battery in here with a 1080p plus resolution display, 120 hertz. So it'll get some fairly decent battery life. So I don't think you have to worry about anything like that. Going back to the software, I do want to show you the settings screen. And there's a lot of things that you can change on the settings screen if you're one of those people that likes to tinker. You get your system app updater. You can look at your about phone like we looked at earlier. They have always on display, so you can control that and put anything that you want on here in terms of like writing and pictures and stuff like that. I'll show you what I have currently. Just let that rock. There you go. There's my always on display. Nice and bright. Looks great. Shows the battery life, all that stuff. Full control over the display, light and dark mode. You have your brightness level. You have your refresh rate. If you don't want to run at 120, you want better battery life, go with 60. I'll give you some better battery life. Change your font and your text sizes. You got your sounds and vibration if you want to change any of your ringtones or notification sounds or any of that kind of stuff. You got additional settings for turning off additional sounds that you may not want to hear. Home screen settings like we went through a moment ago. If you like themes, you can download themes to your phone on here and make and customize your phone in ways that maybe you wouldn't know how to or didn't want to do, and you wanted the phone to do that for you. And there's wallpapers and ringtones and all that stuff, so you can check all that stuff. So tons and tons of settings and things to tinker with on this, which is fantastic, especially for such a budget phone. Let's try out the speakers on here. My flu shot season, so we're gonna get him a flu shot. Finn, are you scared to get a flu shot? No? Do you want to get a flu shot? Do you know where they put the flu shot? Your arm. Daddy's gonna hug you though if you get scared though, okay? Okay. So you can see speaker isn't amazing, but it sounds decent enough. It doesn't sound like so bad where it sounds. I've heard some budget phones where the speakers were really, really bad. This is not like that. So I think, you know, for the price that you're gonna spend for this, like about $300 or so, it looks good. I like the color on here. The look overall is great. The fingerprint sensor works great. The cameras are okay. Nothing to write home about. Software is nice and fluid and easy to control and use. It's definitely a budget phone. It doesn't feel super smooth, but smooth enough for you know, the $300 price range. You'd be very, very happy with that. Easy to get your apps updated and your system updated in here with the system apps updater in Google Play Store, and all that Google stuff comes pre-installed as well in case you import this phone. So I like it. I mean, you're not going to get a IP rating, you're not going to get wireless charging, but what you will get is a solid phone, 33 watt charging. If you want to pick it up, I'll link it down below. Poco X5 5G. Let me know your thoughts on this phone. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.